Hello and welcome to episode 33 of AFC Fylde Still We Rise. It's a cold, dark, rainy morning here in Lancashire, and as a result we're going to cheer ourselves up by playing a bit of Football Manager 2020. Today is a transfer window update as the window has now slammed shut. Maybe not slammed, just put on the latch, as it were, on a Sunday afternoon. We've reached that point in any Football Manager save where we begin to move away from reality. We're not in the first season anymore, so the players aren't the ones that we start the game with. So why continue? Well, I lead a fundamentally empty existence, and the only way I can comfort myself in this unending misery is to reshape the world in my own image, and you're coming along with me. As you can see, AFC Fylde have lived up to the stereotype, and we have splashed the dollar yawl. We are the biggest spenders in Sky Bet League 2 with 150 grand dropped on fees. We've also been the most active by bringing in 13 players, but the majority of those are to boost a previously non-existent youth setup. The big transfers have been Randall Williams. He's gone from Exeter to Sunderland for $375,000. Dion Conray and Dan Happ have gone from Swindon and Leyton Orient respectively over to Kilmarnock in Scotland. In terms of the other big transfers that have been taking place, as you can see, Chelsea are the big spenders. Federico Benedeschi has gone from wink wink Juventus over to the Blues. Benfica, a selling club, they've been at it again. They've sold to Manchester City and Arsenal with Ruben Diaz and PC. Danny Rose has gone from Tottenham to Hertha Berlin, not to Newcastle. One person that has gone to the northeast has been Minamino from Liverpool, so just lasting a season there. In other big moves, Mesut Ozil has gone for, yes, a down payment of £12 million. That's all, to Galatasaray. I mean, I'm fairly sure Fylde could have afforded that, to be honest. That fee could rise to 14.75 million, but that's extremely cheap for a player of undoubted quality. Wesley Hurt is back in Holland with PSV, and same with Mustafi. He's back in Germany with Borussia Mönchengladbach. In other news, Michiwisi Batshuayi, the Batman, is now appearing for Leicester. So Leicester have this habit of picking up strikers from bigger clubs. If you think about Iheanacho, he came from Manchester City. Here we've got the Batman from Chelsea. Ollie Watkins has made the big move from Brentford to Leeds for 8.25 million. Isaac Success has gone to Russia. He's with CSKA Moscow from Watford. And also we've got Federico Fernandez from Newcastle. He is with Reims, as is Fabien Balbuena from West Ham. So the French side, obviously, with a bit of cash in the old back pocket. Not anymore. Pedro he's moved on. So in real life, he's gone from Chelsea to Roma. In this Still We Rise universe, he's with what is Real Betis, I think. They're one of the few teams to not have their official name in the game, which is helpful. Since you were here last, we have played some games and we've also signed some players, hence why we're doing a transfer window update. Let's have a look at those players. So, the last time you were here, we will have signed Tyrone Williams. He was the last player that we brought in. He came on a free transfer previously with Solihull Moors. The majority of the other signings, as I said, are youth players. Morgan Bruh, Harvey Neville, Charlie Farr, Rocco Rees, Josh Newville, they're all for the youth team. We also have Devon Green and Chris Porter, who we brought in, Romario Vieira, Jamie Proctor, those are for the senior side. In panicking since our opening fixtures, where we drew against Bolton and Morecambe, then lost in the Carabao Cup first round to Lincoln, I sort of pulled the trigger on bringing in a couple of attacking players and bolstering our defence. So we've brought back Jovan Malcolm from West Brom. He was here on loan with us last season. Did pretty well for us. Came off the bench quite a few times and scored a couple of goals in a Fylde shirt. So 2 goals in 5 starts and 9 substitute appearances. Was a good player to have around because he has the ability to play up front and really on both wings. So he was available again on loan. We thought it was a good idea to bring him in. Same with Serhat Tazdemir, a former Fylde player, moved to Peterborough for 6-figure sum. Didn't play too many games for him last season. I think it was just 5 he played in total. Sorry, 7 league games. Oh, 10. More than I thought, actually. 10 starts and 3 substitute appearances last season, the majority of which came starts certainly in the Cup fixtures for Peterborough. So he's come back in on loan and already has made 2 appearances for us. Again, another player that can play right across the front. I think that versatility is going to be a big thing for us this season. Anybody who knows, National League, Sky Bet League 1 and 2, even the Championship, it's a long old slog, especially with all the different cup games coming in. We've got the leasing.com trophy this season, the Carabao Cup is new, and of course we want to do well in the FA Cup. 46 league fixtures to come as well. So that type of versatility I think is going to be really important for us. And as you can see, he's got a lot of pros. The coaching staff here rate him very highly. Potential to be a League 1 attacking midfielder in future. In terms of where he'll play for us, he'll probably be on the wings, to be honest, where he's not our best player, but he will provide us with some good cover there. I'm quite looking forward to him being part of the setup. The final signing was one we made for cash. We've previously spent 82 grand on Jamie Proctor, 14 on Devon Green from Scunthorpe. So we dropped another 55 down, rising up to potentially 79k for Jan Songo from Scunthorpe. We went back to United just to see if we could sign him. And the reason is because of his stats. We have had a problem in defence all of last season, really. We were good going forward. The defenders do great for us in the opposition box. We all know about the set pieces that we score. 60 set piece goals last season, 27 from corners, and the majority of which, the vast majority, from Neil Byrne, Alex Whitmore and Carl Jameson, our central defenders. But I did feel that we were a bit soft at the back. This chap, this unit at 6'1" and 91 kilograms, is the perfect player that I think we need in defence. Bravery, 20. Determination, 20. Work rate, 18. This is exactly the type of player that we need back there. His heading stats, 17. Tackling's 14. It's not the best, but it's not bad. Same with strength, 14. This is the type of player that we need. I think he's captain material. I think he is exactly the type of defender we need in League 2 just to keep the goals out. The game says that he's a better ball-winning midfielder in a defensive midfield role. However, I'm going to play him at the back because I think this is where he can really make a difference for us. Who we partnering with, that's more of an open suggestion at the minute. We're going to try him out with various different partners and see which one works best. But he is going to be a big fixture for us at the back. Already made 1 appearance since arriving from Scunthorpe. He's on 1.5k a week, which is a little bit more than we usually like to pay. But we do have, if I can have a look at the scouting screen, 24 grand in the bank. Oh, wage budget 10 grand now. We have signed a few players. Matt Mills is offering himself. Do I know Matt Mills? I don't think I know him. Used to play for Forest Green. Before that, Barnsley, Nottingham Forest, Bolton, of course. How did I forget? Previously signed for Leicester for 4.5 million. I don't think he's a player that's going to interest us. Although, again, he does have the good stats. Maybe should have looked at him first. Wanted by Wycombe. Wycombe in the same league as us? No, they're in League 1. Right, okay. Just going to cancel that. In terms of our staff, we have made just the one signing. We got rid of Wes Brown, finally. He has been a nightmare since arriving on non-contract terms. He is just a menace, injuring our players in training. Within him arriving, we had 3 training ground injuries within a week, as far as I remember. So we've let him go, and we've brought back in Colin Woodthorpe, who I've been trying to get back for some time. Colin previously was assistant manager at the club under Dave Challoner, and was a real big part of the success that Fylde had. Was here for 8 years, so 2011 to 2019. I've long wanted to get him back in and get him back amongst the club. So I tried him out with different roles, offering him jobs in the under-18s and the under-23s, perhaps keeping him away from the first team, given the fact that he did leave previously, but couldn't come to an agreement. So we've got him back in as one of our coaches for the first team. In terms of the results since you have been with us last, so we did lose to Lincoln, of course, when we played at Sincil Bank in the Carabao Cup. That was the late goal from Tom Pett. That did give me some unhappiness. We then followed that up with 3 wins and a draw from our subsequent league fixtures. We actually had 3 of those at home, and that was pretty crucial for us. Gave us a bit of grounding, and we got the 1-0 win against Grimsby. That came thanks to Tom Walker. Now, he's been playing like prime Ronaldo on steroids in the last 4 games. Really played well for us. I suspected at the start of the season that he was going to be a big player, and so it turns out. We beat Port Vale again at Mill Farm. They donated a Richie Bennett own goal. Good of them at the start of the second half. And then as Port Vale were chasing the game into the last 15 minutes, we picked them off with a couple of set pieces. Tyrone Williams and then Jovan Malcolm, his first goal back at the club on loan, obviously, as discussed, from West Brom. Jamie Proctor equalised for us against Northampton against Julien Nagoy. He had got the opener at the PTS Academy Stadium. Ground out a draw, not really much to write home about. Decent result though, kept our undefeated streak alive, so that when we took on Exeter we were a bit buoyed. Matty Kozolo opened the scoring. Ryan Bowman equalised for Exeter, who of course received that big transfer fee that we talked about earlier, and then the winner scored by Jack Muldoon into the final 10 minutes. So a big win for us. That puts us second in Sky Bet League 2. So that is quite a big achievement for a newly promoted side. We're up there a point behind Crawley, level with Bradford City. Morecambe, Walsall, Bolton and Southend have also made really good starts. We're only one of 2 teams that haven't lost yet, so with a record of 4 wins and 3 draws. We've matched Bradford, although we have, I think, scored more goals. Yeah, we've scored 4 more than the Bantams. So we're up there. I mean, if the season stopped now, we get promoted. Obviously, there's quite a way to go. There's another 39 games to play, but it's good for our morale to have us up there. Bottom of the league, we've got Swindon and Exeter, who, of course, we defeated in our last game. Salford, another big side that was promoted, obviously, from the National League season before last. They're there in 14th, while Barnet, who came up with us and who really I'm going to judge our success this season against, they've only got 6 points on the board from just 1 win, 3 losses and 3 draws. Next up, we have the Leasing.com Trophy, first game of the season. We play Grimsby at Blundell Park. So we've already obviously just played Grimsby, won 1-0 at home. So it's going to be a tough fixture, and I am going to rotate our squad. We've got Bradford City on Saturday, the battle of the two undefeated sides. So it's an important one. We want to do as well as possible there. So I've got a feeling that we are going to just move people around, and I have started that process. As you can see, Chris Porter gets the gig up front, Tasdemir on the left, Romario Vieira in the centre of midfield, and then Andy Taylor in our left back, Lavacum in goal. So that's going to be our team as we play Grimsby. That's going to be the next episode, episode 34. So do come back and join us for that one. Whether Luke Burt makes it through is a different story. He's only just back from injury, and they've recommended him 75 minutes, hence why Tyrone Williams is down here on the bench. Luke's not actually played much football this season, 2 games now, but they came very early on, and since then we've gone with Tyrone. So it'll be interesting to see how long he lasts. But that will be our next episode, and it also is another first, our first game in the Leasing.com Trophy. So do join us for that, and I shall see you in episode 34.